Mccarran controlling, feeds Fox. Now Mccarran moves in. He shoots. He scores! He scores! Rangers! Rangers! Rangers win!
No quit in New York. We're on to the second round. Penguins, thank you for playing our game. There's some nice parting gifts that you can get into your city because in New York City, the Rangers are on to the second round. 2 awesome Game 7s between the Flames and the Stars. Rangers, Penguins going to OT. Flames and the Rangers advance. And we're here to talk about those second round matchups. It's the second round in the NHL playoffs. Let's take a look at the matchups that we got going on in the second round. Rangers and the Hurricanes going up. The Battle of Florida between Tampa Bay and the Panthers. And the Battle of Alberta between Edmonton and the Calgary Flames. And also the Avalanche and the Blues. That was actually my first NHL game I ever went to was Blues at Colorado. So it's like everything's coming full circle.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if that will match our picks and how much money I make on the NHL on the second round too. So we're talking about what we've seen so far in the playoffs, who's impressed us, our players to watch. Eric, who you got your eye on?
Man, I got my eye obviously on the Avalanche. I've really been rooting for them, but Nathan McKinnon and Kale have been outstanding. They each have 6 points in the playoffs. When you look at Nathan McKinnon, he has 1.38 playoff points per game. That's the third most in NHL history, and he's behind 2 guys you may have heard of, Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux. He's not in bad company. And then when you look at Kale McCarr, he's leading the NHL in points scored in the playoffs. He's only played 4 games, and by the way, he's a defenseman. So, I mean, this team is unreal right now. These 2 players are playing outstanding.
I agree with you. I like Nathan McKinnon, too, a.k.a. Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's been absolutely crazy in this playoff run. He's scored at least 1 goal in every single game in their sweep of the Predators. Interestingly enough, though, he has not scored a goal versus the Blues this year. They met up twice, so it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Wow, yeah, y'all got me all the way interested so far. Minty, who you got your eye on in these playoffs, these NHL playoffs?
I'm looking at Evander Kane. This is a player that's been through a lot in his career and personally, so I'm really happy for him where he's at now because he ended round 1 ranking 2nd in goals and scored the 5th most points in the postseason. He's definitely going to use that momentum to dominate in this matchup, so I would not be surprised if he continued to stay atop these leaderboards, so I'll be keeping my eyes on him.
He has had an interesting life the last few years. As a San Jose Sharks fan, I'm not as happy for him as you are. However, it is nice to see him doing well.
Yeah, I hear that. Me, Edmonton, this Connor McDavid guy, man, 4 goals in 7 games, 2+ points in all but one of his playoff matchups. He seems like he's firing on all cylinders right now and could be the difference between Edmonton and Calgary. And it's wild. That's almost like a provincial subway series going on between who are going to be the kings of Alberta province in Canada. So you know their fans were waiting with bated breath to see if this was going to happen. And after the Flames locked it up, you already knew. So I have my eyes on that matchup. I have my eyes on Connor McDavid. I think he's somebody who's going to be prolific throughout the course for as long as Edmonton stays in the playoffs. So now I want to know where you guys are leaning. You know, it's early now, so your props may not be available as of at least the great ones, right? Not be available, but I want to know where you're leaning as far as where you might go in the second round.
Right now, I'm leaning towards the Panthers and the Battle of Florida over the Lightning, and I would probably take a money line for right now. The Panthers are 7-1 when they have 3 or more days rest. So they've been chilling for a while. They're going to be rested up. They're 48-11 at home, so they handle their business at home. They've done it all year. So I think I like them over the former champs in the Lightning.
I'm looking at the Rangers versus Carolina over the 5.5 goals in the very first game. And look, only one of the games, actually none of these games went under 7 versus Pitt for the Rangers. They averaged about 3 goals per game at least. There was only one game that they didn't get 3 goals. And Carolina also averaged 3.38 goals per game in the playoffs so far. So both of those things together, I think we're going to see another high-scoring series.
I agree with you 100%. Minty, where are you leaning towards with these bets?
Katie, I love overs, but I'm looking at the Avs to win in 6 games. They go up against the Blues, who actually surprised me with their series win over Minnesota. Colorado is the far more powerful team, though, that can take advantage of a weak opponent. I think St. Louis will put up a good fight, but I like the Avs to win in 6 plus 350. That's definitely worth a sprinkle.
It is. I like that a lot. We know you like that.
Oh, yeah. You like it? I
Big
love
dog gonna score?
Yeah, plus 350 for 6 games, and the way the playoffs are going, that
Yeah.
is very
Yeah,
doable.
I'll
They
take that.
swept the
Mitchie might have
Predators.
found the diamond in the rough. But me, I'm squad riding with you on this over between Carolina and the Rangers. Defense has not been at a premium, right? Like there's been a whole lot of goals been scored between these two games. The Hurricanes, they've only had one game in their series with the Bruins that went under 6 goals.
Yeah.
And we're already know with the Rangers. I think they're still scoring even after the series is over. I think there's been 4 more goals scored in Pittsburgh the way they were going. So they have a lot of defensive adjustments that need to be made. I don't know if it's made in game 1. I think it's a safe bet as really now with the over under being 5.5. I think that's something that you just got to take. Like
Yeah.
Right.
Monaco will say, I just got to take it.
Yeah.
You just got to take that. So there's going to be a lot of offense. There's going to be a lot of interesting storylines in the NHL playoffs. And when we come back, you already know we got more in store for you. Lock in with us on the Betting Exchange.